It is Friday, April 11th, and we're looking at the big picture today, looking at the northern hemisphere first. We're going to start off with what's going on with the snowpack and the ice. We're starting to see this retreat across North America as the seasons begin to change here, with temperatures warming up around the Arctic, and that just means, well, less ice, less snow. And we're going to continue to see that over the next couple of weeks as our weather pattern has drastically shifted up. One thing, when you look at the big picture, comparing this to what you see in the winter, it looks way different, right? So you don't have your strong polar vortex. You're starting to see that break down. But what you do see are these lobes of cold air that really are lingering, almost echoes of winter still. And these are the things that can bring drastic temperature swings and also bouts of severe weather. If you look at what's going on across the country right now, I mean, this makes a lot of sense. Where we've got a decent ridge in the west that's warm, trough in the east, we're cold. That's that pocket of chilly air that's bringing the snow into parts of the northeast today into tonight. That will move away, and then our temperatures will start to warm up. But we're watching another pocket of cold air moving across the Great Lakes, so temperatures will go back down. Again, we're not looking at huge long wave trough patterns and ridges that are driving our weather as much maybe as we would see in the winter. It's just these cold pockets of air. And another one looks like it's going to move to the east. However, this does amplify somewhat into a decent trough as it swings off the east coast. So more colder temperatures, I think, heading into next week here for the northeast. Across the west, kind of warm. We're watching this upper low that may impact parts of the southwest. Otherwise, this is kind of stuck underneath a ridge, which means I think some warmer weather for the Pacific Northwest. Let's dig into some of the details. I'll show you what we're tracking today. We've got this piece of energy that's swinging through the southeast. That's going to bring some severe weather to the Carolinas. We're quiet across the central plains and some rain and snow across the Pacific Northwest and quite hot across the far southwest as we see high pressure building in here, keeping temperatures relatively warm. Let's look at the severe weather outlook today across the southeast, from southeast Virginia all the way down into Florida. There could be some big winds, some hail. Also, the isolated tornado can't be ruled out, especially into eastern North Carolina, and maybe even into parts of eastern South Carolina as we head into the afternoon and evening hours. A wider look at what's going on. There's the snow that's into the northeast. Some of this will start to pick up in intensity. We're going to look at this as this low wraps up and moves up the coast. Some cold air on the backside of this. It's going to be highly elevation driven. Certainly not a huge snowstorm for everyone, but there could be some accumulation once you get up into some elevation. Across the west, kind of busy, especially across the Pacific Northwest, but not so much for the far southwest. We're dry as our upper level pattern is doing this number. Again, cold in the east, warm here. And that dividing line here somewhere between the Midwest and into the southeast, well, really warm. In fact, temperatures will be on the way up. We see warm air advection, that southwest flow picking up, so temperatures rising as we head toward the Great Lakes. And pretty warm here across a lot of the south. That continues into Sunday. This low wraps up off the east coast. We've got some showers moving back into the Great Lakes. And then as we push this out in time, we're watching this next trough that's going to swing through. That's going to bring some colder air to the northern plains, also parts of the Great Lakes. It's going to bring some more snow here with some showers trailing further to the south and east. And southwest too, as this cold front pushes through. Now, this doesn't look like a huge severe weather maker, but there could be some storms. But I think you got to watch, maybe heading into next week, the potential on the table. Still a long way to go before we get there. Let's start with a look around the country. We'll start across the southeast today. This is where the strongest risk for severe weather will be into the afternoon and evening, especially here into the Carolinas. Some damaging winds, some hail as our low gets ramped up here, cold and dreary towards the nation's capital. And then some snow north of that, which we're going to look at coming up in just a second. Across the southeast, here's a look at your high temperatures. Very mild across Florida. We're into the 80s. However, look at the chilly air across the mid-south into the mid-Atlantic. Temperatures in the 40s and 50s with clouds and rain today. And there's that snow, especially here into eastern Pennsylvania, eastern parts of New York. Not down into New York City. You got to get up into the elevation, the Adirondacks, the Catskills are going to see some snow out of this, the Green and White Mountains, and maybe even parts of western Mass and Central Mass too. It's not going to be a lot of snow here. Across the Great Lakes, chilly temperatures, at least especially for the eastern Great Lakes. But once you get back here across Wisconsin, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, our temperatures are starting to warm up as we develop more of a southwesterly flow here. Here's a look at your temperatures as we move through today. You can see big ranges at least starting to develop in the 60s across Missouri, further to the north, 40s and 50s. Tomorrow, though, warming up a little bit, especially the further west you go. So we're back into the 60s across Iowa, even into Minnesota. We see temperatures warming up. Into the northeast we go. This is where the snow's flying, at least tonight. Low pressure deepening off the coast, cold air loft. That's why you're going to see some of that snow. And if you can get the precipitation to come down hard enough, boom, look at that. You go over to snow, especially late tonight into early Saturday morning here, maybe even to the highest elevations of northern New Jersey, here into southern parts of New York. Again, not down into the city, but once you get up maybe into northwest Connecticut, I think northwest of Bristol, get up into the hills here, and then up into western Mass, and then into Vermont and New Hampshire. And then this transitions over to rain as we move into Saturday as temperatures warm up. Again, snow totals, not off the chart, but you're still looking at a couple of inches. Anything over blue, these are official forecast numbers, could mean more than 2 inches of snow. So interesting. And then higher elevations could see 3, 4, 5 inches of snow, especially into the mountains with temperatures today. There they are. You see how it's very elevation driven, mostly 40s, but some 30s into the higher elevations. Let's head to the southern plains, to Texas, Oklahoma, into this part of the country where we're relatively warm. Southerly flow building in here. In fact, temperatures are going to warm up even more over the next couple of days as this low develops here. Out ahead of this, we've got strong southwest flow, not much precipitation associated with this. We will see a few showers try to streak out across Kansas and Missouri as we head into Monday, but otherwise kind of quiet. Trough swings through here, especially up here into the Great Lakes, but mostly warm. Spring is on, almost summer-like in some areas here in Oklahoma, Texas, into the 80s, maybe even cracking into the 90s in some areas, especially look at this heading into Saturday. I mean, you get up towards Amarillo and Lubbock, we might be in the 90s. Places where we were just seeing snow, we're back to summer. Warmer here, too, across the northern plains into parts of the Dakotas. Some showers streaking east heading into Saturday. Some of these could get a little strong across South Dakota. A very slight risk of some severe weather, maybe some high-topped supercells, and that could lead to some severe weather. And then we turn a little bit colder behind this with some rain and snow, and temperatures, again, warm into the 70s, cooler to the east. Across the southwest, hot, maybe record-breaking hot, too. Triple-digit heat into the deserts. And not much change going on here through the weekend. Maybe some showers across Colorado. This upper low could bring some precipitation, maybe more clouds into Southern California and the far southwest as we head into maybe Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. But the heat is on. Phoenix getting very close to 100 today. Tucson, even into the deserts. And up toward Flagstaff, we're warm too. Up toward Payson, you get all the way even up to Salt Lake City. We're talking about 70s here. To the Pacific Northwest, a little bit of a different story. We're slightly cooler here with showers and onshore flow developing, so that'll keep the rain and the snow going here into the mountains. A bit of a break heading into Sunday, drier weather. Our ridge starts to pump north here, and that warms our temperatures up aloft and at the surface, so warmer days ahead compared to where we are today with some 40s and 50s and even 30s into the mountains. Warmer temperatures, though, will start to be felt as we head into, this is Saturday, and then into Sunday, and then into Monday, we do start to see some changes happening across the Pacific Northwest. If you're just joining the live stream, you can back it up. You can check it out from the very beginning. If you're brand new, I'm Travis. I used to be a chief meteorologist years ago. And if you're looking for a weather outlook here on YouTube and a weather outlet, I hope you'll consider subscribing. I'll see you guys next time, and we'll talk to you soon.